Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mental battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
Yes, sir. We are live. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. As always, joined by the great Frankie Fresco. Mr. Fresco, how is the World Cup treating you, sir?
It's going great, man. We made it out of the group stage, Colombia. Now we're playing tomorrow against Ghana. So we gotta beat Ghana, and then if we're able to beat Ghana, then we'll probably face, I think, Switzerland. And then if everything plays right, it would be a showdown once again with Argentina, but this time in the quarterfinals instead of the finals. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. And I will say this, Sean, I found somebody who has predicted every single match correctly.
Wow.
So I went big. I actually copied some of the stuff that he did, and I'm betting it. And if I win like about $4,000. So I am gonna go with it and see what happens. And if I win, Sean Stanley, you will not see me probably next week. I will be in Kansas City to go see Colombia versus Argentina. I'm just letting you know.
I'd be there as well, sir. I'd be there. I'd climb through the vents. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, no, I would not have to. Well, let's clarify. I never climbed through the vents. I paid.
Oh, I know you did. I know you did.
But I will go. I would have money to spend to actually go and do this and actually, be able to actually win. And the crazy thing too is, I still have tickets for a third place game. So if Colombia or Argentina or even Brazil, because those are the ones in our bracket, and from the looks of it, it looks like Spain is winning. So Spain and I think France, if Spain and France make it to the semis and the loser goes to Miami. So I'm pretty sure people imagine France loses. Like,
well, the thing is,
that's $8,000. I'm gonna try to sell those tickets.
Brackets. USA, if they beat Belgium, and Spain beats somebody, it'll be USA versus Spain in the quarters.
Yes, correct. I am happy for the United States. I think they did a great job.
I think it's
but
good you made it there, buddy. But
do I feel
tough to get past Belgium now? Too,
no. You know what? I'm gonna predict. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I think we could beat them. So that I don't care. I think we'll.
You know more about it than I do. I just know we lost our big score. So that's all.
Yeah, Balaga. I mean, it's unfortunate because if his name was Balaga Messi, maybe he wouldn't have gotten the red. But I will say this: I still think we could beat Belgium. So if the United States can pull that upset, we would go against. I think Portugal and Croatia are gonna go against each other. Croatia would, in my opinion, might win that one, and then Croatia versus Spain, and then I say Spain beats them. So then I think at the end it would be Spain versus the United States. And then I think that's where the United States, unfortunately, would lose because I don't think we have the firepower.
I'll take it, buddy. I'll take a quarterfinal run, man.
Yeah, I think that would be the best spot or they've ever reached before. So it's not bad. It's not bad.
No doubt in the chat already with the USA, and man, 250 July 4th weekend. I think they play on Monday though, right? USA plays Monday.
Yes, on Monday.
Yeah,
They are there on Monday, so it should be good. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited. And then Colombia plays tomorrow. So tomorrow, and if you notice, I did the Colombian block party. Insane. Saw some crazy stuff that was going on. And if we had enough time to go, I could tell you all the crazy stuff that happened that night. Because that's how wild that game versus Portugal was. And I was in Hollywood DJing. And the people just, it was an experience. I would just say that. It was an experience. So. But we're good. We're good. Now we're going to talk some wrestling, right? I haven't spoken. I wasn't able to do the pre-show with you guys. I wasn't able to do the post-show with you guys. So I'm excited.
Well, we'll talk Night of Champions now here in a minute. As soon as I get this billboard set up for you. I forgot. I started talking World Cup and I forgot to do the billboard.
Well, sir. I mean, this. I think. Look, I'll say this. This is one of the reasons why I'm also kind of falling a little bit behind when it comes to wrestling because I'm so into the World Cup. I'm watching these games, so I'm not watching Monday Night Raw on time. I'm actually watching Monday Night afterwards, and Dynamite. I'm catching the replays and stuff like that. So that's the only way. You know, this guy named Straight Edge and Dump, man, can you please stop hating, bro? Like, seriously, bro. Seriously. And look, Straight Edge, you want to know something, man? I'm going to go out on a limb. I think Spain is going to win the championship. I think Spain is going to be the one who's going to win it all. I don't think Colombia is going to win it all, but I think Spain will. So my money is on Spain. So if you want to bet on Spain to win it, I think Spain will win it. That's why I will still think the United States losing to Spain would be an amazing feature because I think at the end of the day, Spain is going to win the championship. So, yeah.
Frankie's a crybaby that always talks about Messi.
No, I mean, the algorithms on social media have all said that, you know, Messi has gotten kind of, you know, free. I mean, look, just go on social media. Everybody criticizes everybody who gets a red card for doing that type of stuff. And then, like, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. If you ask me, hey, Frank, did Messi deserve a red card for that? I'm going to say no. He didn't deserve a red card. Did he deserve a yellow? Yes, he did. If you look back at that game, he went from behind. He rushed from behind. And then I think he got a little bit too aggressive. That's when he stepped on him. But then you see him go like this, back up. So then that, for me, means that he didn't do it intentionally. But you still have to warn him a yellow card. Same thing goes with Balaga. I thought that deserved a yellow card.
Yeah.
Not a red card. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree 100%. All right.
No, hold on. Before we continue, no, straight as she and up. If the algorithms say you're gay, then we definitely know you're gay. Go ahead, Sean.
All right, let's keep it respectful here. All right. Let's talk about something that wasn't respectful. Night of Champions. And WWE, Frankie, I'll let you go. I kind of did mine on the post show. So I'll let you have the floor here, and I'll jump in as I see or I disagree with you in a way.
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you something. I thought Night of Champions actually started at 2.
Okay, so you're an hour late.
So I was an hour late. So I had to eventually go back and rewatch the first couple of matches that I did not get to see. I got to see live the Seth Rollins, the Trick Williams, the Tiffany, and of course the main event. I missed the EO and the Oba Femi, but I caught them and they weren't that bad. So, hey, man, look, was it a good pay-per-view? Yeah, it was good. It was the
matches were good.
The matches were very good. I thought all of them.
What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
I think all of them definitely delivered, in my opinion. I think there was some really good stuff, and at the end of the day, I was happy with the Seth Rollins match. I think it was a good way to kind of like end the feud a little bit for now. And then I thought Tiffany and Jay did a really good job. The Trick and the Ricky was okay. It wasn't a bad match. And of course, the Zammy winning, we kind of all figured he was going to pull it off finally. He breaks that curse. The Io Sky and the Oba Femi, we'll get into that because again, it's just like WWE likes to go left turn for no reason, and I'm starting to get the vibes that like they're turning into AEW in the sense that you don't have to tune into their Monday night shows in order for you to understand, or their Saturday or their Friday
I
night
don't even
shows
watch
to
any of their
understand.
shows to understand what's
To
going on.
understand what's going on, they're just gonna go ahead and stick whoever they want, and that's it. And that's where I feel like Night of Champions didn't fail, but I feel WWE has failed. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I like that take. I could go with that because again, like my whole thing wasn't the pay per view wasn't bad, and it's not just because, you know, I mean, part of it is because of the booking. I mean, but like, and then they go to we'll throw all of it together. I'm not gonna lie and say I sat here and I watched Raw. I didn't because I don't need to know what's going on there anymore. But I did see the highlights of where Femi dominates, wins King of the Ring, and then shows up, and they said the winner of King of the Ring will take on the champion at SummerSlam.
Ye-
Femi is the winner, and all of a sudden now he's going to again. This is where, to me, and again, I know I look at wrestling a lot different than a lot of people, but to me, you just said your heavyweight title is not important because Femi has a chance to go after the title, but he'd rather take a third match against Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell than fight for your title.
that's a
You're
good
telling me
point.
that title means nothing.
Well, here is the problem too, Sean, is that they're trying to build all these big fights, and it has no sense of direction. You feel me?
It's just
It's
putting
like
asses in the seats. It's UFC. It's UFC.
it
It's that
sucks.
one UFC card where it was like every name that you could imagine was on. I think it was the first July 4th one they did in Vegas. They did where'd they call that again? I forgot. UFC did a thing where they had the whole week of like almost like a WrestleMania. It was they had all the big names. They did a Hall of Fame type thing. They did like boxing did, where they had open training. Damn, I forgot what the hell they called it. They did a couple times in a row, and then they kind of forgot about it. But
Well, I
it was
still
like their
think.
WrestleMania, basically. It was like the biggest card of the year, and it was. I remember the one time Lesnar returned on one of them, and it was
Well,
always like the biggest matches of the year. But they've
it
done better.
wasn't. It wasn't UFC 200, was it? Because that was the match where it was Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. DC fought against Anderson Silva. That
Might have been.
Misha Tate versus Amanda Nunez. Like they made it big for UFC 200, but they usually have that they have like
They
one
called it Fight
particular.
Week, I think, is what they called the whole week. Fight Week, UFC Fight Week or something in Vegas, where they took over like the whole strip and because again they're based there, so it wasn't like a stretch.
I mean, I know that they have International Fight Week, but they do that every month. I mean, sorry,
Okay.
every year in the month of June, I believe. If I'm not, is it
Oh,
June?
is
Yeah,
it June? Okay, maybe that's where I'm
think it
mixing it up.
might
Maybe
be
I thought
it
it was
might be
July.
June or it might be July. I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry. You're right. It is International Fight Week is in July. So, that's what they have. I think that's where we're gonna get Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway,
Okay.
this weekend. So, yeah, they do international. Their International Fight Week is like their WrestleMania. In other
Yeah.
words, they
Yeah.
always try to
Okay.
throw like the biggest card there for it. But
Yeah,
keep
that's
in
what I feel
mind.
like they're becoming. WWE is becoming that now. It's just let's get asses in the seats for the pay per views.
But here's the issue. WWE doesn't have an international fight week. They don't have just one event. They have four big events.
Yeah.
So since
And
they have
therefore,
four, since they
they got a
have
lot
four,
more chances of putting in.
yeah. So then they keep doing this where they're making these decisions that just make no sense. And look again, if y- it's funny because I think we both agree. Them bringing Brock Lesnar after Night of Champions, and then he comes. Like, why did they hesitate to do this? It's like they feel like it's wrong for Obafemi to lose. Like he shouldn't lose. Like if he
I,
loses, he only loses to like maybe Brock, or he loses, or maybe even Roman. But he can't lose to like a Javon, or he can't lose to a Penta in that three way that he can't
but
lose
he
to
didn't
a
have to
Jey
be pinned.
Uso.
That's the whole problem. Like you didn't have to have him get pinned. If anything, that's where you could have had somebody. And I'm not saying it had to be Brock either. It could have been just anybody to kind of get Oba involved somewhere else, to where Oba whatever, chases him off, and then Penta hits the 1-2-3, and Oba's not involved in a thing. You don't have to get him pinned. That's what I thought when they did those 4-way matches. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. They'll have Oba in there for the whole thing because he just lost. He'll wreck some people, and then they'll do something to take him out. And they didn't. They gave it to him, and then I don't know if you saw Bubba Ray what he said on Busted Open.
No, what do you say?
And it makes sense from a WWE standpoint. What he said was, he's won. He beat Brock at WrestleMania. He's won King of the Ring. He'll probably beat Brock this time at Hell in a Cell. You send him to go and he wins Royal Rumble. Now he shows up to WrestleMania, and in 1 year, he's beat Brock Lesnar twice, won King of the Ring, won the Royal Rumble. Nobody's done that in WWE history in 1 year.
Mm.
And from that standpoint, you can say, okay, but then now he gets to WrestleMania, and he wins. He's gonna win the championship, right? At that point, because by then, I mean, he's already got the rockets attached to him. There's nobody that is on Oba level right now.
But
not even Roman.
That's the problem.
Roman's not on the level that Oba's on as far as by WWE pushing them and the way the angles are playing out. I mean, Roman's aura is probably on par with the aura when Oba's music hits and when Roman's music hits. Roman still gets a bigger pop, I think, sometimes, but with the way everything is playing out, like, Roman ain't gonna stop the Oba momentum.
No, and here is the thing about it, was that they were doing everything possible to go ahead and promote the winner of King of the Ring is gonna get the championship belt, right? Okay, Oba Femi wins it, but then all of a sudden, and again we're jumping a little bit here and there as well. At the end of Monday Night Raw, Roman comes with Solo, and here comes Seth Rollins, who was also in the King of the Ring tournament and lost. And they were telling us, oh, what a surprise, guys. We didn't give Seth Rollins the win when he had to go against Javon Evans and I think it was Tomatonga at the time, or Talatonga. I don't remember which one it was. But he lost
Oscar
in that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's getting a title match at SummerSlam again. So what was the whole point of the tournament then? Because he lost. Like why are you giving him a title shot? If you were gonna go this route from day one, he should have never been included in the King of the Ring tournament.
Or he should have lost the first round, and then not him getting pinned. When I say lost, I just mean his bracket. Because again, when I saw, at first I thought it was singles matches because the first bracket I saw was single, and it had Penta versus Oba, and I was like, oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible. And then it turned into a 4-way, and I was like, oh, all right, that's better. They'll probably do something with Brock or whatever to get him eliminated. They didn't, of course, and then they put themselves in such a hole to where you basically had Jay job him out, which again, it is what it is at this point. I don't know what you want to do, but then, I know something that other people don't know yet. So, because they already recorded SmackDown. So if you don't want to know, you can go check it out now. But if you want to know, spoiler alert, just turn it off if you don't want to hear this now. Or mute it for about 25 seconds.
All right, I'll be right back. All
right.
Go for it. Who cares? I don't care.
There's going to be a #1 contender match on SmackDown for Sami Zayn's title. Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso.
God. Lord have mercy.
Jey Uso just lost King of the Ring, getting dominated. Seth Rollins lost in the first round. Seth is going to have a title shot at SummerSlam. And more than likely, I believe. Oh, no, wait. Hold on a minute.
So Jay versus Cody right now? And then the winner takes Sami?
It's going to happen at the next SmackDown. But on the July 6th Raw, I believe if I'm not mistaken, it will be, again, spoiler for the next 20 seconds. If you don't want to hear it, just cut out. It will be Cody versus Sammy in Chicago.
And where does CM Punk come into all this?
I believe that's where CM Punk comes in.
So they're going to screw over Sammy.
Hold on a minute. I got another. Just got a notification from.
He's still the only.
They just did a CM Punk update, and let me double check what it said. 100%.
He's still the only good guy out there. Sami Zayn.
Make sure I'm not putting. Yes, he is. He is. I mean, he's driving his car convertible, and he's
What's up, Oscar? What's up, No Doubt? What's up, Memo? My bad, guys. I know Sean has been pointing you guys out. I haven't. I'm trying a different look on the camera, so it's a little bit funky on my end, but I'm getting used to it. While you're looking for that, Sean, serious question here from No Doubt. Why does wrestling have to make sense? Because wrestling is it's like a soap opera. You can't just abruptly go ahead and just give us something and then all of a sudden completely go a different route, because then you're gonna lose us as actually having to pay attention on the other shows that they want to show us, which is Monday and Friday night. And the whole point of having a storyline is to keep the person into the storyline, making you want to watch the show on Monday, making you want to watch the show on Friday. That's why Dynamite and AEW struggle, because they don't go and make storylines that make you say, hey, I got to watch Dynamite to understand why this person is going up against this person. They don't do that. They basically just say, hey, today I'm going to get MJF, and hey, bro, today I'm going to go ahead and give Okada a title shot. So Okada versus MJF. Have a nice day. That's the problem. And if WWE is starting to go that route, and I think the reason they're going that route too is because obviously TKO, but I think they also are looking at AEW and looking at AEW and like, yo, people are always saying wow things about AEW's pay-per-views. Not their shows, but their pay-per-views. And it's because they're always giving us these incredible fights. So why don't we do the same thing? Why don't we just go ahead and give you incredible fights, and you guys are going to be happy about it, and we'll be fine. And we're not going to lose our Monday and Friday fans because you guys are invested one way or the other. So we're Gucci. I think that's what happens. And I think that's where WWE is falling short now, because, look, you don't have to now tune in on a Monday night. You don't have to tune in on a Friday night to understand what is the next story, because the whole King of the Ring just completely got blew up. Like Brock Lesnar, if Femi winning the King of the Ring, who cares? She's fighting Brock. I know that he has in a feud with Brock because of the last pay-per-view and because of his old feud with him. When you look at Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, they went back to all the stuff that they did in the previous pay-per-views. You feel me? So it's like, okay, all I got to do is just watch the pay-per-views and I'll see what happens. He mentioned the time when he came out to the Shield to help out Cody, hit Roman and knock him out and finally beat his run of being the longest lasting champion. He talked about when Paul Heyman double-crossed him, and those were all live premium event shows. That's it. They didn't. There's nothing that says, hey, oh, snap, I had to watch Monday Night Raw to understand it. There's nothing.
No, and plus, if you watched wrestling any time before, you already know the history between Seth and Roman before they even now. So, I mean, it's just the problem I have with everything is both of those stories write themselves. It's not like they had to, do whatever. And I get what, what was it No Doubt was saying?
Yeah, he was the one that said, why does wrestling have to make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense. And in the aspect that, again, you have your comedy parts that'll just be like your Danhausen's, and that stuff never makes sense. It's good TV. But if you want somebody, it's like episodic TV. If you start liking a show, it's because you invested in what's happening on each episode, not because you just tuned in and was like, oh, well, maybe I'll tune in. No, you started going, oh, I got to watch this because I want to see what happens to You know, I mean, you Yellowstone or any of those ones. I'm just using ones that I like. But any show that you get involved in, it's because you like that episode, and from episode to episode, you follow a character or whatever it's going to be. And that's the same thing with wrestling. If you want it to be episodic, now if you don't care, then you just have great pay per views, and that's look. The thing, the funny thing too, and Frankie, man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump all over the place here because this is
Go for
really,
it, man.
this irks me so much.
I could tell.
Is that you know, one, WWE is so full of crap that they sit here and they're gonna run a show at 11 a.m. in the morning to go against AEW All In. Okay, they're running two shows that day. A Triple A at 11 a.m. and then another show with NXT at whatever 1 or 3 or whatever it is. And it's like you don't learn that. Look, and I mean this is no disrespect to the men and women that are on the show and doing this. You're going against them with your developmental talent. And AAA, which AAA has gained some steam, but it's not on that level yet. And you're going against AEW at their best. They're best at pay-per-views. Of course your numbers aren't going to be good. Like, I don't know what anybody thought. And I do know, like, everybody's like, oh, why'd CW not do it on Saturday? They could have done it Saturday at 3. No, they couldn't because they have a contract with NASCAR with the O'Reilly Part Series. So they have the races on Saturday, most Saturdays. So they couldn't do it on Saturdays. But you didn't have to do it on that date. and that's where, like, again, it was good for CW because whatever program they had at that time wasn't going to do the numbers that they got there anyways. So, you know, however you want to look at it. But to me, it's like, don't, and I'm not even saying that WWE thinks they're competition. But don't say that you're not trying to hurt them by putting out there, and it's not hurting them, by the way.
Well, here's again the mentality of TKO. If you know, UFC has always had their
Adrian,
pay-per-views. And what's up, Adrian? And what's up, your dad? It's Tony Stanley in the house.
yeah, tu papa. I mean, me papa. Sorry.
Yes, tu papa. Not me, papa. Tu papa. UFC has always wanted to be on the top. If you look at the UFC trajectory over the years, they had to go against Bellator. They had to go against Elite FX. Man, I forgot. Elite something it was called. I remember.
It's
They
Elite FC. I think it's Fight Club. Elite FC.
I think it's Elite FC. I think it was Fight Club. Yeah, something like that. Again, Bellator they had Pride, but Pride was more outside, so I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that they had to
that
go
was
because
international,
that was
basically, at
on
the
the
time.
opposite side of the world. So, but if you notice, the thing about the UFC, and again, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put Elite FC in there because I think at that time TKO still wasn't running it, but I do know that they were running it when Bellator was on, and now they're running it against the Netflix thing. They are they always go after these companies, even if they're 10 times bigger than them, because they want to put them down to the ground because they want to beat the competition. That way, eventually, what they could do is buy out their talent and bring them over to the UFC. That's what they've always
If
done.
that's the case, then put your Night of Champions up against All In. Put your Night of Champions up against the AEW pay-per-view. Don't put NXT. And not only that, it was NXT a free show. It was on CW. It wasn't even.
I mean, that makes sense. That does make sense.
You're going against, it's like putting UFC out there and bringing up the one fight or whatever the
Yeah.
one whatever it was.
Yeah,
And it's like you're not putting apples versus apples. You're doing apples versus oranges.
but I think the reason they do it is because they want to take some of the audience. They feel like some of the audience from from Tony Khan is going to jump ship and go watch AAA or going to watch NXT.
This is where they live in the archaic ages, though.
Okay.
Because okay, I don't watch whatever Forbidden Door the night it aired. I watch it after. We're in an age where I don't have. It's not like back in the day where you had to order it on pay-per-view, and if you didn't, you couldn't get it. I mean, there's so many avenues now to where you can watch a pay-per-view on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, it doesn't affect it anymore because you're not. Yeah, you might take it away from the live numbers, but if they want to watch it, they're gonna watch it.
That is true. And also, as long as you get to watch it possibly before their next show, it's still not going to hurt you. All you got to do is just stay out of social media. Sometimes if you're on social media and you see something, you're like, oh damn, this is really good, let me go actually go take a look at it and see what
Oh,
the hell
with
happened.
AEW, you can almost watch the pay-per-view on social media, to be honest.
Yeah,
They
because
clip it so much, man. It's
they
like,
they do that on purpose because they're like, hey, if we show clips left and right, then that's gonna entice people to actually either go buy it afterwards and watch it again, or watch it later, or they're gonna be like, oh man, let me tune in right now and let me purchase it and get it. So they feel that they go that route when others could possibly be, yo, I don't need to order it. I could just see the whole damn thing on X and that should be fine. And I'll know what's going on. I'm the one that where if I see something on X and I really like it, I'm like, oh, let me tune in. Let me go see what's happening. Because it's trending, right? It'll be trending and then you're like, oh crap. MJF is trending? Why? In Forbidden Door? Okay, let me try to see if I could look at it and find out what's going on or whatever. But I do agree with you. I think it is kind of messed up that they are going up against TKO or Tony Khan, and I don't know what's their logic behind it. Just you're the biggest wrestling company out there. You don't need to beat your competition, bro. You just need to deliver us.
that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's
you're
like
number one. Just
you're
deliver us a
almost
good
helping
show.
them by doing this, because then it's like, oh, they must think they're competition. Because that's the way perception is. It's like, oh, if they're doing all that, they must think they're competition. And it's like,
It's like if like the XFL, all of us, if the NFL says, hey, we're gonna put games during the time the XFL games were happening.
yeah, we're gonna do exhibition games.
And there was no reason to. Nobody watched XFL.
We're gonna
Nobody
do a
watched the
summer
other
league.
NFL league that came up and eventually merged with them. Nobody watched it.
USFL and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just
No,
it just makes no
especially when
logical
you're
sense.
not doing apples versus apples. It's like, I mean, you could probably send your practice squad down to take on the UFL if you're the NFL, but instead, what are you gonna do? Send Mahomes, Kelsey, and the whole Kansas City Chiefs team down here to stomp the what do we got teams we got down there?
But I don't
What's the
even,
Houston Roughnecks? The Houston Roughnecks.
I don't even know their names, bro. Like that's good on you, bro. That you know their names. I don't even remember their names. I mean, if there was
That's
a
the only one I
Miami
can
team,
remember off the top of my head.
if there was a Miami team, I probably remember. But besides that, I don't remember any of their names. But I mean, yeah. So I think
Let's get back to WWE and stuff we were talking about there. So Night of Champions and things.
I think that's where WWE hurts, where they just are diverting from their storylines and just putting a great card. They're copying AEW. They're like,
I
hey,
think it's what I don't know if you saw the Paul Heyman, Chris Van Vliet interview.
no, I didn't get to watch it.
He was basically talking about like how he was the booker in ECW, and he's like, in this day and age, I don't want to be the booker because you're answering to too many people. You're answering to TKO. You're answering to social media. You're answering to, whatever else. And he said that Triple H is the best man for that position because he's able to turn and be there at all turns of every aspect. I took it as he's just a yes man. That's what I took.
But you want to know something too, Sean, man? Like that is hard because what did it say? There's too many of heads in one area or something. Like imagine one guy is telling you, okay, we're gonna put Femi in the tournament, and then the other guy is like, well, we're gonna go ahead and put Brock versus Femi now in SummerSlam. Oh wait, hold on, we gotta put Jay now in number one's contention, and then all he has to do is like I just don't know how he swallows his pride and be like, okay, fine, like I would be like,
no, it's just
like I would
the
tell them,
whole
I was
thing,
like, bro, guys, like I've been in wrestling for such a long, so many years, and we've been successful. I think we're going in a different direction, so it's going to hurt the product. And again, maybe it doesn't. I mean, I don't know the numbers. I don't know if they're still killing it on Netflix. I know they're always in
Well,
the
no, I
top
mean,
10.
they're doing about the same. They haven't gone up. They haven't gone down. They did drop one week, but it was that week when they really didn't have much going on. And Chad and the Media House Maniacs are in there, so appreciate you,
What's up?
Chad.
Oh,
There as
Chad
well.
tune into the World Cup. DJ said, "Thank you, sir."
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
man.
was out
Yeah,
there. It was
man.
crazy. It was
Fire,
crazy.
fire, fire.
But I'm that's the only thing that pisses me off, Sean. That you got these little nuggets that like I was gonna ask you this. Hey,
Go ahead.
what do you think is gonna be a better main event when we got Roman versus CM Punk, or now that we're getting Seth versus Roman? Which one for you would be the one that outshines the other, or do you feel they're equally just as good and as excited as that all of us are going to want to tune in?
You know what's funny is I think, to me, honestly, with all the history of Roman and Seth, depending on how they do this, the closing of that I think would be, to me, a better story. Now I don't know if it's going to be a better match or better, numbers than what CM Punk. Because CM Punk is, way up. I'm not saying Seth isn't, but there's a cult for CM Punk, and there's a cult for Roman Reigns, and now there's a little bit of a cult for Seth as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the story, to me, of Seth Roman is more enticing than the story of, if you go back in time, not necessarily what the recent, doing all just because of he helped Cody and all that. I'm talking about, again, what they did with the way they played it back when Seth came in. They did all that stuff. Seth turned on them. Then he became the authority. Then they got back together again because he had leukemia, and he fought through leukemia, and then they were on the same side again. And then that same night, I believe, who was it? Was it Seth turned on Dean, or Dean turned on Seth?
I think it was Seth turned on
I
Dean.
believe
If
it
I'm
was
not
Seth
mistaken.
turned on Dean, right?
Yeah,
At that
yeah.
that night. And then he does it again. Like, when you start getting all of that involved, then it's more than just being, I helped Cody. And then we, what I'm saying, like what you said, where they only kind of pointed out the references. To me, that's the better story to me to want to watch, as far as the build up. Now,
Oh, my bad.
again,
Correction. It was Dean Ambrose. He was the one who turned on Seth Rollins.
Dean turned on Seth that night. Okay.
That
I,
Monday
I
night.
know
Yeah.
one way or the other. And then, ultimately they do come back again, and they have that one last match as the Shield before Dean was leaving. And, so, I mean, there's a lot of history there, man, if they dig into it. But again, with this way that TKO and WWE is, it's just, hey, we only want you to remember the WrestleMania 42 when I cost you the belt, and then we go on from there. So,
Do you think they're missing out by not being able to build up on it multiple weeks? Because SummerSlam is what? I think next weekend.
no. SummerSlam is the beginning of August 1st. They got the whole month of July to build this.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
August 1st
SummerSlam
and
was like
2nd. There's no pay-per-view in July because that one
Okay.
ended. So they've got a couple. I mean, they got some weeks. But again, the problem with it is I feel like it's already built itself to where I would have probably went a couple weeks with Roman thinking he didn't have a challenger.
Yeah.
Like Roman, Oba's versus Brock. Great. I got no challenger now. You know what I'm saying? And then, I don't understand. And here's the story from Fightful, by the way, which I was looking up, and we got into something else, and I totally forgot about. But so it goes in, and this is from Fightful Select. Hold on, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So it says, according to sources, WrestleVotes on Fightful Select learned there remains an expectation that CM Punk will turn to WWE television on Monday Night Raw in Chicago on July 6th. They put, it was 3 weeks ago where WrestleVotes report that sources indicate there is no backstage heat between Punk and WWE, and a return for him in Chicago had been the preferred plan. A source at Allstate Arena relayed that they've not been informed of any change regarding Punk's promotional status, which is why he's still being heavily advertised for the show. The July 6th edition of Monday Night Raw will feature Sami Zayn defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. So, now you go to SummerSlam. But my question, and again, this is the one thing I was happy with, because I honestly thought Brock was going to return at SmackDown, take out Sami Zayn, win the title, and then Oba do the King of the Ring on Brock for the title. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Sami, and nothing against Sami. That was a great story, and I said I was wrong by not picking him to win there. I think it was a good call with him winning in Saudi. But I just don't see Sami Zayn, CM Punk being the drawing power that would be Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. With the way TKO is, night one's got to be Cody, CM Punk. Night two, Roman, Seth, Oba, Brock, Io, Liv. If you're going to get Jade and Charlotte at some point. So, I mean, I just don't see Sami, unfortunately, being in that role at SummerSlam to defend the title in a match. I don't know. Maybe they can make it a triple threat. I don't know.
I mean, look,
get him there, but I don't think he goes to SummerSlam as the champion if it's one-on-one.
My issue with him winning the belt is typically you would want the champion to have at least a pretty decent run. He doesn't have to go 5-6 months as the champion, but he should have one. He should have a little bit of a decent run, especially since it's a momentum for him. It's something that he was fighting for multiple times, and he's always lost. And if you sell it to us that way, then it would make sense for him to keep it. But now it looks like he's just, here's the belt. Thank you for everything you've done. And then we're going to move away from you, which I hope that's not the case. I'd rather them do a triple threat match and at least give him, again, the spotlight at SummerSlam because he deserves it. The guy did a hell of a run. But think about it, too. They didn't even give him a one-on-one against Cody at Night of Champions. They made it a triple threat match. Yeah. So that goes to show you the disrespect that they feel. They themselves feel that Sami is not a headliner. They don't think he's a headliner. They don't. But then why give him the belt? Why? If you don't think you're a draw, why would you go ahead and give him the belt? That makes no logical sense.
Because there's no pay-per-view for 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It frustrates me because you really want to kind of understand where they're going with this, but man, damn, dude, they're just throwing things against the wall, and whatever sticks. Hey, that's what we're rolling with, bro. And it's frustrating, man. It's very frustrating because I'm not gonna lie to you. I've lost interest in WWE sometimes. Like I'm like,
I told Adrian that we will not do this show again. But I had to, I enjoy talking back and forth with you and debating with you. So, but I told him I sent you a text. I don't even know if you saw it or not because it was during the World Cup. I said, hey, SCD is yours if you want it. I'm done with wrestling.
Yeah, because look, at the end of the day, Sean, like, man, we really want to see good wrestling.
I'm just tired of just. Guess what, guys? I'm going to give you this, and you're going to take it. It's VKM all over again. I'm going to run it back every week on Raw. And why? Because I can. What are you going to do? That's what I feel like it's right now. That's what I feel like. It's honestly like VKM is texting TKO going, hey, this is what we need to do. Okay, we'll send it down the street. That's what I honestly feel is going on. It's like, so EO wins the thing, and you don't even tease EO versus Rhea possibly. Instead, it's 2 seconds after the match, and she's like, I'll see you at SummerSlam. Like, no, man. No, tease it. Have her show up at SmackDown with Rhea, and I get Rhea's injured or whatever, but you could still have her out there cutting a promo and EO come out there, act like maybe she's going to do something, and then they do the whole Riho thing, and she picks Liv or whatever. But, I mean, you just didn't even give us a chance.
I mean, they could have done the same thing that Charlotte did a couple years ago when she went to NXT and went and gave NXT a pop too.
Yeah.
So like you have those now. You have
yeah.
AAA. Why couldn't you go to AAA? You have people.
There's so much that you could
There's
have
so
done. I
much
mean,
creative stuff you could
you got
do.
5 weeks and you gave it 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, bro.
Didn't even stand up yet. She got the microphone. Was like, I see you at SummerSlam. I was like, oh man, or however Io would say it.
And then they feel like only because they put Dan Housing to curse Liv Morgan, then there you go, guys. It's something different than what we just saw a couple weeks ago. It's lazy. It's lazy booking. It's lazy booking. They should have just easily. It's a matter of building it, and if you don't build it, it's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. So
it just don't matter anymore. It really doesn't. It's like, okay, so you get, and then Tony again. There's been spoilers for SmackDown, so you may want to mute for real quick. You get jobbed on pay-per-view, and then you get a #1 contender spot next night. Come on, man. Come on.
That's when I saw Seth got Roman. I'm like, how does that make any sense?
Not only that one, I'm talking Jay.
And now you're saying about Jay too. And then not only that, but then you got Femi who actually wins it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I don't want the belt, bro. I'm gonna go after Brock. I don't want that belt.
I'm gonna do it in Hell in a Cell, which could end my career, but I'm gonna do it in that one before I go after your title.
Hey, you know what? At this point, what WWE needs to do is they need to pull an AEW, get a briefcase, stick the belt in the briefcase, and don't let us see it for a couple of months. Because at this point, like, you're kind of telling us that it don't mean crap. We don't care.
To me, it does. I mean, you just said that your title is not the most important thing because you do a King of the Ring tournament and the king gets the title shot and says, I'm good. I'm going to go out to Brock instead. I don't need that title.
Yeah.
And then I don't care what promo you cut. I don't care anything you do. You just said that title does not mean, because if I'm Oba, I'm like, hey, night 1, I challenge Roman. Night 2, I'll defend my title against you.
Yeah. But
if you're the ruler of the world and you're all this stuff, then you should be able to cash it in, get it, and go. But again, TKO, it's asses in the seats. They're never going to put that on night 1. But if you had Oba versus Brock night 2 headlining in Hell in a Cell for the title,
that would be good.
I don't know.
That would have been badass. But then you also. But here's the. Let me ask you this: Is this gonna be Brock's last match? Is he gonna get? Is he retired? Is he gonna get retired in this match? I don't think so
he's
too.
Gonna be here every 6 months. I think he's gonna take time off again and then show back up again. I don't think it's his last match because it would be hyped more.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's like, it's more like he's gonna end. I mean, it's just another way to push Oba as a ruler of the world, or however you want it to do right now.
Plus, he's doing it as a Hell in a Cell. Like, you're supposed to be getting your ass kicked in there. Like, you're going to get a beat down between... You're both going to, hopefully, I don't know how good Brock can carry a Hell in a Cell. I know Femi could probably handle it because he's still young, but... I mean, imagine he gets beat down in that Hell in a Cell, because this is supposed to end their feud in a way, right?
My whole thing is like, why do these two guys need to be Hell in a Cell? Neither one of them have ran from each other.
Sir, it's because...
once they got in the ring, I know Brock has attacked them and stuff.
It's the magic, baby. We need the big... and we've already seen Brock versus Femi twice, so we need to up the ante, just like AEW. AEW.
But here's the problem I have with this. It's Hell in a Cell. There's going to be no blood. And if there is blood, Netflix is going to blur your face out. I don't know if you saw Braun Breaker when he gets busted open in the cage match against Seth on the replay now.
It's blurred.
His face is blurred.
I mean, that's sad, bro. Don't let me bust you right now in your face, Sean. If now we got to blur you.
Yeah, this is the thing, though. Instead of Hell in a Cell, why not make it a last man standing? You have to put the man down for a count of 10. You got two badasses going at each other. Make it a last man standing match. You got to put him down to the count of 10. Hell in a Cell is just, it's a lot of violence. But in WWE, it's not like you're losing any blood. It's not like you're getting, we know how those cage matches go. It's not like Brock's going to go up to the top of the cage and get thrown off, or Oba flies into the crowd.
Yeah, they ain't
I mean,
pulling
it would have been
the
better off with
Taker and
these two
Mankind.
badasses to do a last man standing, and you gotta get counted to the count of 10, and you don't get to your feet, and you win the match. That's the way you end it.
Hold on, Shaq. You don't think if WWE goes to Brock Lesnar and says, Brock Lesnar, we're gonna pay you $2 million to get your ass up on the top of that Hell in the Cell and get your ass thrown just like Mankind back in the day? You don't think Brock will take it?
Hell no. Brock will be like, I'll be back on my farm feeding the cows and everything. I'll be back.
I'm not crazy. I ain't Mankind.
Ain't
I ain't
nobody
Mick
doing
Foley.
that. So I might do the Shawn Michaels bump
Okay.
when Shawn went halfway down the cage and then fell off into the table.
I don't even think Brock would do that.
I don't
But
think they're not going to the top of the cage, man.
hell no, they wouldn't. I mean, I'll be surprised.
I mean, they probably will just because they got to do it, but
Oh my God, no doubt.
Hell in the Cell has no aura around it anymore.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
What does it have around it? I mean, just to be honest, I mean, it's the cage matches in WWE are just.
What was the
Ugh.
last Hell in the Cell? I think the last Hell in the Cell wasn't it Edge versus Demon Ballard? I think that was the
think
last
so.
Hell in the Cell. No?
Yeah.
And if you look at that match was pretty good. Let me see.
No, it's
Hell in
good.
a Cell.
They have great matches inside there, but again, to me, if you get put in a steel cage, you should use the cage. You bloody your opponent. You do everything else, and it's WWE shouldn't have cage matches.
Oh,
just like
never
they
mind.
shouldn't have hardcore matches.
I correct myself. The last Hell in the Cell match was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
that was a good one too. That was violent. They got violent on each other.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But do you think we're gonna get that with Femi and Brock? Are they gonna go that? Because that was a good match.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm done
gonna lie.
spoiling. I'm done spoiling, Tony. Yeah. Welcome back.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I think it's gonna be violent, but again,
two big dudes.
like, what do you need to be violent with these two big ass guys though? Great. You're gonna hit each other with the steps. You're gonna, like, they could, again, last man standing could fight everywhere, fight through the back, fight out into the streets of Chicago. Like, you can do whatever you want to do in a last man standing.
Fight in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, to me, cage matches in WWE just don't have that aura of oh, this is gonna be great.
Okay, so right now for SummerSlam, the matches that have been confirmed was Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the heavyweight championship, Hell in the Cell between Brock and Femi, and Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the women's world champion. In your opinion, what other matches do you see them adding for SummerSlam?
Well, we definitely know the other main title will be defended at some
Correct.
depending if Rhea's injured, literally for real, like if it's a real bad injury, maybe that won't be. But I know I'm looking at Jade and Charlotte, definitely.
That's a good one. What about Laura Valkyria versus Bailey?
You could get that on one of the nights because they're probably going to do 6 matches a night because they're going to do the 2 on ESPN and 4. It seems like that's going to be the request of ESPN is to do 2 matches on the ESPN part and then 4 matches on the pay-per-view. So
Tony said
Bailey, Lyra.
Tony said Trick.
Mello might be a good one.
You think is Trick and Mello feuding right now? Is there like some feud between them?
There was the whole 3-way between Mello, Ricky, and Trick, but with the way that match ended in Saudi, I don't think Ricky Saints is going to figure back into this. I'd hope not. I mean, he got beat clean.
He did.
And then he got put down at the end afterwards. So
yeah, he got beat down twice.
yeah, I don't know why he'd be.
That'd be a little bit rough for him to be involved
But hey,
in it.
knowing that they'll make it a triple threat and it'll be there. I think you might get Tiffany defending the U.S. title.
Against who though?
They got you got a month to work this up. I just think you're gonna have to put.
Who did Blake Monroe came and beat up? I forgot.
Julia.
Mm.
I mean, to be honest,
I don't
would
think
do
you could put-
Tiffany and Chelsea Green against Bella, Nikki
And Paige.
Paige. Yeah, the tag teams. I just want to get Chelsea a title.
I
And I wanna
again.
get the titles off Paige and Nikki Bella.
Well, if Rhea Ripley can't go, how how about now you open it up? But you would have to put a number one contenders match. Oh, you know, no, you do a women's battle royal. You do a quick women's battle royal on a Friday night.
SmackDown, you got 4 weeks. You can do at least, you can put about 2 semifinal matches, and then have a finals or whatever you want to do. You can work it up.
You got to put Chelsea in there though. You got to, and then you could
I
you
would
got to
love
stick
that.
in there. You got to stick in there. JC Jane in there.
You put Tiffy versus Blake, which maybe. I mean, that might, by the time they get there, that could be something too.
Yeah, I mean, again, I do feel that Tiffy will probably get a match at
Tiffy's
SummerSlam.
going to be on the match. It's her hometown. She's going to be on the card somewhere.
Okay, so at least they're taking care
Yeah,
of her
Minnesota,
by
I
putting
believe, is
her in
her,
there.
is her hometown, or somewhere in Minnesota, or whatever it is. But yeah,
What about the Street Profits? You think the Street Profits get it added
I
in
would
there as
hope
well?
so, man. But I know how WWE does Street Profits, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll stick the Street Profits in that pay-per-view. I mean, they could add
I mean, what you could do is you could do
Truth and
Jimmy and Jay versus Street Profits.
well,
But
Division
actually,
is gone, right?
I
Division
think
is done.
yeah, but well, supposedly we'll see what happens. Heyman's going to stay with Braun, but it looks like Division might be done, which I don't know what that means for Bronson Reed. Which
And what
sucks.
does that mean for also this guy?
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory.
They'll use him wherever they have to. I don't know about Logan Paul.
They finally pulled the plug on it. They finally
I,
said, "Screw this."
that's kind of the rumor going around. We'll see. That might just be the setup to.
How about you put in
that.
Matt Cardona and Dan Housing versus R-Truth and Damian Priest?
I would like that. And you know what's interesting
That's a good
is
one.
you're going to get probably at least, again, judging by the way everything's kind of going. I don't know how it's going to work out, but you might end up getting Jimmy and Jay Uso versus Solo and LA Knight.
Or Solo and this guy. Man, I forgot his name. Powerhouse Hobbs. That's not his name, but what is his name now? Forgot his
Oh,
name.
Royce Keys.
Royce Keys. You could probably put Solo and Royce Keys because remember Solo was trying to recruit him for a couple times.
Yeah, no, I know, but he keeps saving LA Knight, so I don't know what that's going to correlate to. So I don't know how they're going to work that. He keeps spiking Jimmy and saving LA Knight, so I just feel like they're working to something possibly there, but we'll see.
You gotta include, but well, it also depends.
Lash, I hope Lash does show up as a singles competitor. I hope they don't do the irresistible forces. They don't know how to use.
No,
They don't know how to use the big women in WWE.
No, they don't. They don't.
Not
But
to
yeah.
their full potential, anyways.
Whoops. No, sir. You probably Solo and Knight versus the Usos. Yeah. Well, like I said, there might be. I might stick in there Powerhouse Hobbs or, you know who I'm talking about, Royce Keys. But he could be involved in some way somehow as well because there is a little bit of a tweak in there. Or maybe you could make it a 3-on-3. Maybe the Usos and LA Knight. No. Well, LA Knight is gonna be with Solo. Maybe you could do who would run with. Oh, you could put Jacob. So you could put the Usos and Jacob against LA Knight, Solo and Royce Keys, and you could do
Yeah, you could
3-on-3. You could do something like that as
do
well.
that,
That's
yeah.
that's a possibility that could probably
Yeah.
work. And
Tyler,
you getting
what's going on in Lewis Football God? How you doing, sir?
what's up, Tyler? Yeah, and Lewis, nice to see you, bro. That's a possibility that they might do as that way. You could get Solo, right, and you could also get Jacob Fatu in SummerSlam. So you're still giving you know they want to add like a whole bunch of people in there, right? Like AEW vibes, you know, like hey, I'm gonna
I think
stick
you get a bigger match with Jacob somewhere.
who against who. Like who? There's no feud. The only feud that he has right now is kind of like that bloodline story right now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right.
He has no feud.
I don't know, but I mean, they got 4 weeks. I could hope they could get something better for Jacob than a 6-man. Yeah, no, he didn't quit. He asked for his release, and I mean, technically, I guess he quit. They gave his release, and he's already penciled in. He'll be at NXT as a producer coach, like what Sean Spears is doing. He's going back to what he originally was hired to do, and then Vince McMahon came back and he quit, and now he's coming back because there's no more Vince McMahon. So that's what's happening with him. The interesting one too is Santana, because that's going to be interesting what they do with him.
Oh well, you saw Big Bill. Big Bill is
Big Bill
leaving
and
AEW.
Enzo, but I mean,
You could do that. You could. You know what? You could actually maybe bring them out on a Raw or SmackDown and put them against the Street Profits, and then you have a match right there.
Doing zone cast. Yeah, you could do that and see what they do. See how it comes back. It's gonna be interesting. They're
Yeah.
gonna get a little influx here, and I don't know what they do with Santana. I don't know if he goes right to the roster.
Did he sign with WWE already?
No, but I mean, it's almost. Yeah, his contract doesn't end until the end of the middle of July, I think it is, something like that. So he's not at the tapings this week, and it ends like the first week of July, I think. It might be up, but now it's somewhere around the first week of July. And all thoughts is he's going to be heading WWE as well.
Do you think Big Bill leaving from AEW to back to WWE, if that's a shame? That's kind of like the AEW kind of dropped the ball, because a lot of people like Big Bill over there in AEW, bro.
Yeah, but I think unfortunately, man, there's just, and this is where I feel like they should have done another show. I think they were offered or a chance to run it on YouTube, another show in AEW. Let's go ahead and jump over because we're running out of time here soon. So we'll start talking Forbidden Door too. But I think they missed out by not getting more time or more TV time somewhere along the line, because again, when you only have 2 hours on Wednesday, and I know they give them like a 10-minute overage usually, but when you only have 2 hours and now you've got Jay White coming back, you've got all these guys returning, you just only have so much TV time, and some guys get left out, and you have the Don Callis family that's 45 people strong.
Whoa, certain. They just lost on somebody.
I'm sorry, 44 people strong now.
There you go.
Andrade said F Don, F MJF.
Well, let me ask you, sir. Did you watch Forbidden Door? Did you enjoy Forbidden Door?
I watched some of it. I have not watched all of it.
Okay.
But again, I enjoy. I love the AEW pay-per-views because they don't have to make sense. It's just a few. It's just the matches and.
Wait. So then why you criticize WWE? They're doing the same shit.
You know what you're gonna get. For instance, let's talk about Dynamite last night, right? Your first match on Dynamite is a heavyweight title match, MJF versus Mark Briscoe. They're bleeding all over the place. For what reason, I don't know. And
So because of the AEW, you gotta bleed. You gotta bleed.
And then Briscoe gets beat clean. Like, it's like all that. You just did a 12-person match so Mark Briscoe could go out there in 15 minutes and lose on Wednesday.
Makes perfect sense.
It does. It really does.
AEW vibes. But then I'm telling you, Sean, you can't go ahead and criticize AEW and then not.
Kudos, AEW, the opening segment with Ospreay, Moxley, Omega. Good stuff. Good stuff.
And they ended the show with Kenny Omega saying his decision. I like that they do this. They need to keep doing this.
You know what I don't like? They keep putting superstars giving up their title shots. Like,
I never even thought about that, bro.
It was Cody. It was Hangman Page. Like, how many people have to give up their title shots unless Omega wins this and then it's Omega Ospreay at All In?
But hold on, Sean, man.
But you know
Can
what
he?
I thought, too?
If he loses, if he loses against MJF, does he not get a title shot while MJF is the champion, or he can't get a title shot at all? I didn't get that. Ooh, okay. Damn.
But here's the thing I think is going to happen.
Uh-huh.
I believe it's going to be a schmoz, like a whole disqualification type thing to where he doesn't lose, but he doesn't win, and then they run it back at Redemption in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I think that's where Kenny Omega wins the title before All In. I believe Redemption is before All In.
I let me pull up there.
I think you're going to get screwed on the outcome next week in that match. I think something's going to happen. I don't know what. They can't take another guy out of the title picture. I mean, have we not learned that this doesn't work?
So of course it works. We didn't have to see Hangman Page for a while, so I'm happy about that. Like, there's sometimes that I don't want to see Hangman. I'm being honest with you, but I don't know why they keep doing it. I mean, and look, they got rid of Cody, so I guess that's what they want. You know what's crazy too is that they have quite a few shows before they go all the way over there. Because look, I'm looking at this. They have Redemption on Sunday, July 26th. Now, granted, Grand Slam Mexico, that one is just a regular Dynamite, but that one's a really good one. Like, you guys need to definitely tune in, because last year it was freaking phenomenal. I really enjoid that.
Last year was in Australia, though, Grand Slam Australia.
Well, but they had an AEW one in Mexico too. They had something in Mexico that the crowd was going wild because I remember that was when Hangman came out and started speaking Spanish, and I was like, "Holy
Yeah,
crap,
yeah,
this
no,
guy's."
yeah. They did a show there. It wasn't the Grand Slam though, but it was yeah.
Look, I saw Forbidden Door.
Mhm.
I thought it was really good. I like the fact that the great matches. Man, I'm surprised if you really want to know the truth, man. That Tekla fight. Who did she? What was the name of that girl? Damn it, I always forget.
Starlight Kid.
Start. Bro, they're gonna sign her. they're gonna get. They're gonna.
Well,
They're
I
gonna
mean,
take. They're gonna take that
you
that
do
wrestler.
realize
They're gonna take her
that
from
was the
from
31st
Stardom.
match they've had against each other, right? You realize they've wrestled each other like forever.
Yeah, they have, but nobody
Okay.
watches them in Stardom. So now that you see it here, it's like, oh crap, it's really good. Because I don't watch Stardom. I'm being honest with you, I don't. But when you see them here, and then not only
Yeah,
that,
they
but then
got
you had,
good chemistry because they've been able to work together so long.
and then Tekla.
That's where it hurts people not having live shows and live things where they can be able to do, even if it's just tag team matches, you can still work moves and timing out with people. You don't get that anymore. Now you're making your mistakes on national TV, and that hurts the product some. But go ahead. Sorry.
When it came to Tekla, I mean, not only did she beat her, but then she went to the owner of Stardom and like, slapped him in the face and everything. And it was good. It was interesting, and I think that was the only really good out of the Forbidden Door matches that I really liked their story building up to it because I think they made a good try in trying to build that up.
The only one that had a story because the other one was Zack Sabre Jr. against Omega, which was just, hey, let's run it back from New Japan, guys. All right, thanks.
Yeah, that's true.
There
That's
was
true.
no other Forbidden Door match. Like what?
They
What was
had
the
they did have the triple threat match that of the tag team. It was the Young Bucks against
Oh,
Mystico,
they added match. I'm sorry, no, but Mystico's with the AEW.
Máscara Dorada, and then they had Shingo Takagi and Titan from
I'm not sure.
Unbound or something like that. I don't know. Unbound Corporation. They're from Japan. They're a professional Japanese group. So
I mean,
that
it
had
got
those
pretty
three.
so bad that they were like John Moxley against Bandito. This is Forbidden Door. I'm like, no, this is AEW.
And they also added they also had Shimoda I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm Shota Umino. Umino, is that how you say
against
it?
Pac.
Against Pac. But again, that one, like, again, that
No,
match.
but that is the guy that Moxley was training in Japan, and now Moxley doesn't go there anymore. So I think they're working up more for Moxley and him kind of showing up in Japan against each other. I think is where that's going more than anybody come because he's already said, and the other guy, there's two guys in New Japan that said that Forbidden. Why am I going to wrestle for another company when I should be wrestling for New Japan and making it the best?
Mm.
So, and that was one of them. But then he ended up being on Forbidden Door, so I'm not sure how that works.
Well, way to freaking like contradict yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm not gonna do it because I want.
But then they did the thing where the president of in New Japan, Tanahashi, comes out and puts the belt around his waist while Moxley and them are leaving. So maybe they put something together there with the what are they called now? What's the riders? What are they? Death Riders, right?
Yeah, Death Riders. But so look, I saw most of it. I'm not gonna say I saw all of it, but I did see most of it. The Young Bucks match, with the Sky team of Mystico and Mascara, and of course, Shingo and Titan. That was a good match, and the Young Bucks, of course, won. I mean, AEW wrestlers always win.
EVPs are gonna win, buddy.
Hands down. Kenny Omega, obviously, he beat Zack Sabre Jr. And he beat him clean too, which was kind of disappointing. Moxley and Bandito, that match was it was okay. I saw that one as well. I didn't get to see the Shota against the Pac. I saw Tekla with Star Kid, which was a really good match. I did see Cope and Cage against the Dogs, and you got the return of
Jay White,
baby.
bang.
What was he? Was he injured? Was that the reason why he hasn't been in AEW for so long?
Yeah, he was injured, and then something happened in the. He showed up, and then something happened, and he re-injured. Like it was
Damn.
that quick, where he's like on one show and boom, right off again.
But it was good, man. I was happy to see him. The Bang Bang Gang is back.
And I think he said 450 something days he's been now.
Dude, that's over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
That's
that
the
was
one thing with AEW. When somebody goes out, man, they go out. They get hurt.
they're like,
They're gone for a year.
well, the thing is that they freaking just tried to like they do these. Did you? Okay, we're gonna get to it, but the other match was Mercedes Moné beating Maya World. Big shout out to Maya World. Maya World, very good match with Mercedes Moné.
Good, she's good.
She's gonna be. I think they could develop something with her, make her a really good contender for the women's division. I will say this: it's disappointing, in my opinion, that Tekla has been running the show for the women's side because Mercedes been gone for a while, and they put the Tekla fight. I think they put the Tekla fight first before they actually put the Mercedes Moné fight. So I was like, ugh. Like, I get it. I know you're paying the big bucks to Mercedes, but come on, man. Give Tekla her kudos. She's been putting in her work.
Busting her ass, man.
Yeah, and then of course, Sean, bro, Will Ospreay versus Swerve. I mean, hell of a match.
You knew it was going to deliver. You guys, I mean, I don't know what.
That is
again,
ridiculous.
If I watched it, you know, the build up was okay because it was the Owen Hart finals, so you get a little bit of, you know, there's a little bit there, but then you also know the history. So,
yeah,
like, I mean, you know, do I think they kind of overdid it a little bit? Maybe, but hey, it's a hell of a match they had. I don't care.
All right. Well, if you think that they overdid it, what about that?
Look, let me ask you this though: if you know he hits the drive by, Ospreay gets up, hits the cutter, and gets a 1 count. Like, it's like, so what do the finishers mean? I mean, I can understand if but that's the part that I don't get with that part of it. But again,
But that's happening everywhere, though.
Yeah, it is. But with them, it's so obvious because in Ospreay, I love Ospreay to death, but he does it every time in his matches. Like, he'll hit that, whatever, that sling blade, whatever the hell. He hits that like 47 times before he finally gets the finish. It's like,
Sure, you need to hit it. Back in the day,
Yes,
you know
man.
you know what I'm noticing, Sean, or what I think is happening is that back in the day, a lot of those guys back in the day, they were softies, bro. They would get hit once and they were out. Now the guys coming up, those guys are hardcore. You need to hit them 20,000 times.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, of course not.
No, but it's just, it's one of those things, and it's like, okay. And then they are like bleeding. Like, I mean, they're bleeding more than you're going to see blood from Oba and Brock in a cage.
I mean, look at Briscoe. Briscoe was bleeding like crazy yesterday, and it was
Briscoe
like 2 minutes into the match. I was like, Jesus.
He's turning into Dusty Rhodes. Like, back in the day, Dusty just touched his forehead and he starts bleeding.
It was
what
intense.
happened.
I was like, man. And you're right. He did get clean defeated. But okay, we're gonna jump into that in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Team Briscoe versus Team MJF. Talk to me, sir. I mean, obviously, we realize that it made absolutely no sense whatsoever. The fact that Team Briscoe won because
I'm just happy it wasn't the main event because they had originally said it was going to be the main event. The fact that it was just a match, I'm a lot better with it because I just knew it was going to be violent and bloody. You're going to get somebody falling off the top of the cage. Kevin Knight, thank you. You're going to get all the crazy stuff.
Are we gonna get that type of fall from Hell in the Cell from Brock?
Hell no.
What do you mean? That is, Brock can pull that off. Or Oba, you know what? Oba can take it. Screw it, Oba, you do it, sir. You're young.
This is where like the interesting part of this whole thing is going to be. Like, what do they do in Hell in a Cell to make you go, "Oh, that was good"?
Well, do you think that maybe WWE thought about Hell in the Cell because they saw that badass cage that AEW came out? I mean, that was cool.
Round one, yeah, man.
That was like
That's
speak about going over the top. Because I was thinking. Remember we spoke about this. Like, how the hell are you gonna stick 12 guys in one in a cage match? And then you see that huge cage. I'm like, holy crap! Like,
they just circled the outside of this thing. They used it all. Perfect.
That was interesting. I was impressed.
I was wondering too why you noticed from the ring to the barricades was a little bit wider. But
no, and you know what?
When the cage came down.
and you had said it too last week, or no, I don't know if it was last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, guys. I think. I want to apologize again. Last week was my fault. It wasn't Sean's fault this time. It was my fault. But 2 weeks ago we spoke about it where you were like, "Oh, are they gonna do it like Blood and Guts, where they have 2 rings and then they have the big cage?" And then look, they came out with this. So. What do you like? Do you like the 2 cage and the 2 rings, or do you prefer just oval looking type of cage.
I like the fact that they're making it different. Right now, you've got the circle one there. Because to me, if you do 2 rings and you put that in a cage, that's war games, that's blood and guts. That means something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Hell in a Cell. It should have a meaning. You want to do a cage match, you do, like Seth and Braun had. That's just a regular cage. Okay, fine, that worked. But when you want it to mean something, it needs to be different. And they brought it out different, and it was cool. It was a lot different, and it worked for what they had to do. I mean, the only problem I had with the whole match was you're trying to feed me that the conglomeration are main eventers when they come out every week and get beat on Dynamite and Collision, and now you're going to put them in the main event because they're teaming up with Darby and
Of course.
Takeshita and
Of course.
Mark Briscoe because he's going for the title. Like that just again, I look too much into it and think some things you just have. But again, I knew the match was going to deliver because of the craziness that was inside it.
Well, I mean, look, man, there's a couple things that happened that stood out. First and foremost, shout out to AEW for taking out the Nintendo and clocking somebody with a Nintendo.
Blew in the cartridge too. I mean, they did it all.
How could,
They
dude?
did it all. Thank you.
That cartridge, he had to blow in that cartridge because back in the day we used to blow in the cartridge all the time. But blowing in the cartridge was actually a bad thing to do on your Nintendo games. So
the worst part about it, they should have put the cardboard in the thing to hold the thing down, the cartridge down. That would have been better to use that and hit them with it.
and they were using the remotes to smack the guys. I was cracking up. I was like, "Yo, do you know that?" I hope they got like a beat up Nintendo because there's some Nintendos out there that are worth tons of money. You do know that, Sean, right?
Well, if they're smart, they had like a props guy just make one to look like and use it.
I wonder which game he blew on there. If you had to choose,
Well, if it wasn't Mike Tyson's knockout, I don't know. It shouldn't be anything.
no, dude, it has to be like a shitty game, like a crappy game. It has to be, or maybe it was a legit game.
You
You know
got track
what?
and field in there? Track and field?
I don't know. I'm thinking one
Excite
of the.
Bike? Excite Bike. It's probably Excite Bike.
On a side note, and you used to play Nintendo because I could tell.
Oh, I love Nintendo. What are you talking about?
It was
my
badass. If you had to choose, and you guys on the chat board too, Nintendo vibes. This is for us old geezers out here, right? What is your most favorite Nintendo game of all time? Because for me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I love Super Mario 3. Super Mario 3 was the baddest Nintendo game back in the day. Like you had the
way ahead of me, man. Mine would be it's either Mario Brothers the original or Tecmo Bowl.
What about the Punch Out?
I like Punch Out, but once you learn the secrets,
Yeah.
it was over then. It was like, oh, this is all I gotta do? Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sean says, I'm sorry, No Doubt says Excite Bike and Track and Field was fun. I never played that game. Was that good? Was that a good game?
Yeah, you had to do the A, but you're like, come on. And then you had to hit the up to throw the javelin.
Oh my
And then it
god.
would go 5 feet. Boop, damn.
If I gotta give okay, wasn't that Super
Frankie's called
Nintendo?
it Super Nintendo.
No.
That's what Chad's saying. I mean,
No.
that's my,
Super Mario,
that's my Media House Maniacs right there.
Super Mario 3. Was it a Nintendo? Well, Super Mario. No, it was Super Mario. It was a Nintendo because you could get the little raccoon and he would turn. He would turn into a raccoon because number one was the regular.
Nintendo didn't have the graphics for anybody to turn into a damn.
Sean, I had 1, 2, and 3. I had all 3 of them. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to show you because you guys are just ridiculous. Like, hold on.
Have you seen the graphics on Nintendo?
Nintendo Mario 3.
I mean, Mario didn't even have shoulders. It was pixelated.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers 3. That was NES. Super Mario 3 is the 1988 platform gave development and published Nintendo Entertainment was released in Japan October 23rd, 1988, and it came to North America in 1990. Google it. I'm telling you, Super Mario Brothers 3. That he's in the front cover with like a raccoon. He looks like a raccoon flying in the air or something. That was ahead of its time. You see, there you go. I will say this, Chad. Super Mario Brothers 2 kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like 2. 1 was amazing. 2 sucked. But 3, they bounced back and they're like, yo, we're going in hard with number 3. And shout out to that duck game. I used to have the gun, so I
Duck
would
Hunt.
shoot Duck
Come
Hunt.
on,
Right there you
man.
go,
Duck
Dark
Hunt.
Hunt. There you go. I used to shoot the crap out of those ducks. I used to have competition, like, and I would even sometimes hit the TV screen in the front trying to say, "Go! I gotta kill this stupid duck," and it just did not
Wilfred,
work.
what's up, buddy? What's up, Wilfred? Good to see you again, man.
Ah, we were talking AEW, sir. Nintendo World Cup from 1990 was the game. So wow. Wilfred, were you a Nintendo guy too? Let us know. And if you were a Nintendo guy,
Is
what
Wilfred
was your
that
favorite
old?
Nintendo?
How old's Wilfred? I can't remember. We asked him already if how old his age is. Contra
Contra,
was good. I love
Teenage
Contra.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a good one too. That was a good one too. There was a couple games in Nintendo that were ahead of its time, bro. Not gonna lie.
Double Dragon was good too.
That was a good one. That was a good one too. There was a couple, man. I used to
All the dudes were squatting and had the same faces. Yep.
the Killer Instinct. That wasn't a Nintendo. What are you talking about, Josh? Killer Instinct. That's not a Nintendo. You're killing me, Josh. You ruined the vibes. Can't believe it. But anyways, it's okay. Sorry, I diverted here. Okay, so AEW, they used the Nintendo, they used the remotes. It was kind of cool. They should have taken out the gun, right? That would have been badass. They should have taken out the gun for Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
They should have had that as well. But never had a Super. We had a Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis was pretty good. I love playing Knights. Well, I never played that game. Did you, Sean?
I don't think so. I don't know what from now it is.
Like our algorithms are like growing as we talk more Nintendo more than AEW. Dick Tracy game. Was there a Dick Tracy game in Nintendo? I don't
There were so
remember.
many games that I didn't play. I'm not gonna lie.
If you go Super Nintendo,
WrestleMania was good. I like that one.
oh yeah, sir, that was
You know
a
what, I
good
did
one.
like the baseball one too, but it was so bad, like pixelated. It was just like you would hit, and then all you'd hear is the guy running the first. It's so bad. Like
Well, in Super Nintendo, I
they're
used to.
awesome, but you're 44. Okay, Wilfred. All right.
On Super Nintendo, I used to have the Ken Griffey game. There was a Ken Griffey baseball game that was so badass. That game was cool. And then, oh man, guys, I die hard Street Fighter here, bro. I used to play Street Fighter all the time in Super Nintendo and Mario
Let me
Kart.
ask you this:
Mario Kart all day, baby.
Did you
Mario
ever
Kart.
go to 7-Eleven when they had the Nintendo set up and you could play for 2 minutes at a time? One quarter
No.
got you 2 minutes on the game.
I see. I'm too old. I'm not that. I'm not that old.
You could go to whichever screen show you could put in track and field or whatever at 7-Eleven. You get a soda and sit there and play for a couple minutes with quarters. Yeah.
Damn, man, you know what I remember? I remember going to Sears. I remember going to KB Toy Storage. I remember going to Toys R Us. They would have the Super Nintendo or the Genesis, and you would be able to go there and play while you're at this. And I would tell my mom, "Yo, mom, go do your thing. I'll be playing video games here while while you go shopping." And dude, those were the days. We can't even do that nowadays, bro. You can't even go and play a video game like. Even GameStop used to have it. I don't even know if GameStop still does that, but
It was Jet Li was one of the first fighting games. Like my favorite game was Jet Li.
my favorite game was Jet Li, first fighting game. Wow, never tried it. But if you guys still own a Nintendo, look it up online. It has to be based on the barcode. There's some Nintendos that are worth over $500,000. So, what do you think about AEW now being on Tubi? They are? They're on Tubi now? I didn't know that. If that's true, Wilfred, I had no idea that they went on Tubi. But if they're going on Tubi, I don't know if that's a bad sign for them. When it comes to, I don't know if that's a good sign for them if they're going on
Yeah, I just
Tubi.
don't know what the whole situation with the TV thing is. I don't know what that is right now. So
Hold on, Josh says he sent me a DM. Let me see what he says. Hold on, because
I sent you a picture of his Nintendo system with that game in it.
or of Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
No, but that's Super Nintendo, Josh. That's why we're talking about Nintendo, like before.
First
So
one.
the first
ever
one, yeah, the
I
first
mean,
one.
block cartridges and everything.
Yeah, now if you Super Nintendo, Killer Instinct was good. That's why I told you Killer Instinct was good. That Ken Griffey game was good.
Oh, he said the first 3 seasons of it. I guess he's saying the first 3 seasons of AEW's out on Tubi right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chippendale on NES. Wow, no doubt.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about all that. I was
think
never
that's
into
pretty
Chippendale, but so they used that. They also had the oranges. Orange Cassidy pulled out the oranges, and they used the oranges to put it on Kyle Fletcher because he was bleeding like crazy. So Sean, I mean, AEW always trying to be creative with these crazy ass matches. You had obviously Kevin Knight falling from the cage, which was pretty cool. And then of course you had the turn of Andrade on MJF, which I thought worked obviously, and I like the FU to both MJF and of course to Don Callis. Overall, again, well, I never told you this. So what grade, I never saw your post show. So what grade would you have given Night of Champions, and what grade would you give Forbidden Door? And which one did you like better?
Well, see, it's hard because it's two different things, but I thought Night of Champions was probably a B. It was good wrestling, good thing, just not what I wanted to do to increase storylines. And for me, I mean, again, I'm not all about all the violence and everything with AEW, but I thought it was probably a B plus, A minus, A minus.
Uh,
B. But they always deliver on pay per view. I never have an issue with anything they're going to do there because it's like a big independent show on steroids. You know, there's going to be violence. You know, there's going to be blood. You know, there's going to be good wrestling. You get a mixture of everything.
For me, and no doubt, I do know who Chippendale is. I just never knew that they had a game on Nintendo. For
Apparently, he
me,
doesn't know who Chippendale is because they're not squirrels; they're chipmunks.
actually, Chipmunk. Sorry. Yeah, but I know who Chippendale is. The Night of Champions and Forbidden Door, I give both of them a B. They're both very good. They were good cards. They had their different styles, but I'm not gonna discriminate on one or the other. I thought they were pretty good shows, both of them. I think that it was a very solid showing for Night of Champions. I think they did a really good job, and AEW does a pretty good job as well. And if I have to choose which one I prefer, I didn't have a choice. I thought both of them were good. So if you haven't seen either or, I would suggest watch both of
And
them.
I'll
They
even
were
go
really
a
good.
step further. I thought TNA was good, and I thought the NXT one was good.
I did
So,
not get to see the TNA or the NXT, so that
I
one.
mean, they were good for what they were. Again, no, what I wouldn't rank them, but I mean, they were good for I
Okay.
thought they were very good.
All
I
right.
thought it
So
was
now,
good. I just didn't like the whole thing of going against one another and all that stuff.
so we got we already spoke about, and Wilfred, you did say why is WWE counter programming AW. We spoke about that. So if you want to rewind a little bit, there was we talked about it. Sean specifically brought that up as well. So yeah, we were not too he's not too happy that WWE is doing that.
I think look, if you want to go head to head with them, then put up your
Your best show.
top shows. Don't put up against NXT. Like, I mean, what are we doing?
True.
That's
That,
pretty much the gist of it, Wilford. But you can go back. We went on a little tirade from there.
Yeah, but I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else that we're missing?
Mm, No, we went over kind of the TNA releases and what they're doing now, the big bill. Yeah, no, I think we kind of hit everything. If you got any questions or anything you want us to go over, we'll talk squirrels, chipmunks, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Because
got
I
a couple
think
more minutes. If you want to let them know, Frankie, where they can get a hold of you, I know you got to be out of here soon. So let's try to wrap this up before something else hits a spark, and then we're talking till 7:15.
Yeah, you guys can follow me at Frankie Fresco or Fresco Music. Guys, if you haven't, go check out my YouTube channel. I know that you guys like to follow us and like to hit the like, so we appreciate it all the time. But I also threw a video there, so if you guys haven't had the chance to take a look at it, that was the Block Party of Colombia. It's like a 2-hour kind of show. That was us DJing live. We basically went out there and it was a crazy, excuse my language, it was a shit show, but we had a great time. So definitely check out that one. If you could hit a like on it and share it, I'll be very, very grateful. And then obviously you could catch me on all my social media on X, on Instagram under Fresco. Just look up Fresco, and that's how you'll either get Fresco Music or you'll get Frankie Fresco, one of the two. And then of course, don't forget to follow, of course, the man above me all the time, the man who always makes this show possible, and the guy who always likes to show his guns. That is Sean Stanley right there with Stanley Media House. So make sure you follow him as well. And if you guys are catching the replay, again, hit the like. We really appreciate it.
I want to thank all the Media House maniacs. You can follow me on X at SS_sports talk, and of course, Stanley Media House everywhere else.
Oh, and a little bit of cough in the background. I like
I
it.
got a little coughing going on here, That's me and my drinking problem I got. Is Redwood Big Bill going to WWE? Yes, he is going back to WWE. Chad Oba versus Brock. It is what it is. We get
Number
it.
3.
And Apparently, that's more important than the WWE title. But hey, I digress.
And yes, Chip and Dale are not squirrels. Yes.
Yes, and they are chipmunks. Yes, they are.
I think maybe he was getting confused with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, maybe that's one. No, but they're not squirrels either. They're chipmunks too, so it doesn't matter.
That's a good point. Yeah.
There's
yeah.
no squirrel.
Was there Rocky and
Only
Bullwinkle? There you
squirrels
go.
on SpongeBob.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. There was a squirrel there,
There's a
right?
squirrel there, yeah, and it's SpongeBob, right?
Oh well, I don't watch SpongeBob.
Sandy.
I know SpongeBob. That's it. That's the only character I know. And then there's the pink guy. I don't know his name. I don't know his name.
Patrick, man, come on.
I don't have kids. I don't watch SpongeBob SquarePants. I like SpongeBob SquarePants, but that's it. Like if we want to talk about like anime like shows, like I don't watch anything of that anymore. I used to watch what was that one with Chris Rock back in the day? Damn it. The Boondocks? Was it called the Boondocks? I think it was called the Boondocks. Now you got me thinking. The Boondocks? Was it the Boondocks? Yes, the Boondocks. That was the last like show I would actually watch. And then I used to watch a little bit of Dragon Ball Z. So I do like Dragon Ball Z, but I stopped watching it. It just went overboard. But I don't see anything do you see any like anime shows or anything like that? Like we're up there in age.
I watched the other day. I watched the other day on Disney. It was Hopper or something. It was pretty cool. It was pretty
Patrick.
fun.
There it is. Patrick Star. There you go, Chad. You know it. Patrick Star. That guy. Yeah. The Boondocks was a great, but that wasn't Chris Rock. Okay. I thought maybe it was Chris Rock. Who was it? It was somebody famous who used to make his voice in the Boondocks. And thanks, Chad, for putting it out there. Yeah. Now you make me look like an idiot. Like,
No, that's No Doubt did that to you, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. No Doubt. Yeah, of course, No Doubt. Always.
You got to watch out. No Doubt will get you in these YouTube streams. He come up for him. He come up stabbing.
Hold on. Where's his segment is called? What is the segment called again?
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it, baby. He's gonna call you out. I'm gonna have to come.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I gotta come up with a
Chip and Dale are chipmunks. No doubt about it.
Not into Real Housewives Rhode Island. It's spicy.
What the hell is going on, Chad?
Well, you know what's funny, Chad, that you mentioned that, and we could go for another 3 minutes
because
we're
talking about the Housewives of Rhode Island.
No, but you know what's funny that Chad says that because a lot of people are into that Housewives crap. Because I was talking to Memo the other day, and Memo told me that his sisters.
It's Car Crash TV.
I don't know. I don't watch the Housewife people, but I will say this: he has two sisters. They were all in it so much that he started watching it, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you literally watching the Housewives? Like, what is going on here?" Like, but some people are really into all that stuff.
Memo watches the Housewives.
He looked at it, but he was like, "I'm not into this." But he looked at it. I mean, he has two sisters. What are you gonna do? My wife finally started watching it on her tablet. Yeah, I mean, look, the women love it, bro.
Chad, my wife is obsessed though.
Hold on, Sean. Is your wife watching The Housewives? Now that people are saying.
No, but she watches like the Jersey Shore things. So.
Oh, I watched the Jersey Shore too. Yeah, now that I do watch. I'm into that.
Yeah, she's into those.
You got DJ Pauly D.
Yeah.
You got all those guys. Yes, absolutely. All right. So what are you into, Sean? Besides sports, if you didn't have to watch sports, what do you binge watch?
I do like Yellowstone, Dutton Ranch, Marshalls, NCIS. I'm into those type of shows.
You're into the crime scene type of shows?
Yeah, I like those a little bit more. Yeah.
You know, if you're really into the crime scenes, there's a show, there's a channel that I do watch. I get those crazy ass vibes to watch some crazy shows too. It's like an investigation show. It's oh man, I forgot the name of it, but they cover like all the deadly kills and like they were talking about the kid that stabbed the other kid in Texas. They covered the court of that one. They actually covered the girl. I don't know if you remember. There was a girl here in Miami that she was like a bottle service girl, and she got killed in her apartment. And then all of a sudden they investigated it, and there's videos of who killed her. And like they were still trying to figure it out, and they found out, and this happened in Broward actually. It was right there. She was a black girl. She used to go to New York, and the guy used to like every time she went to New York, she would like have like him. He would flaw her with a whole bunch of stuff. But he had a girlfriend in New York, and that girlfriend flew all the way down to Miami just to kill her. and then you see the whole. I'm gonna send it to you. It's in Miami. It happened here in Miami. It happened. It was on the news like maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Send it.
It says someone needs to clip Sean saying, "Are we really going to talk about Housewives right now?" Hey, I mean, it's crazy. But yes, I do watch that. If you ask me, Frankie, what do I binge outside of sports? I watch Top Chef. I'm into those shows. So Top Chef, Next Level Chef.
They're not bad. I've watched them, but they're not like what my go-to.
I do like the Jersey Shore. I like the Challenge of MTV. They haven't brought one
That's
recently.
The wife loves that one too. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta be talking to your wife more often, man. Well, no offense. I'm not trying to like mac on your wife. I'm not trying to mac on your wife, but yes, me and her would probably have long conversations about that. And then what's another show that I typically watch a lot? No, that's pretty much it. Because all the other shows I kind of watch are all like sports related. So, except the channel, the channel with like the deadly stuff. Like there was, I'm gonna send it to you because there's a couple guys. If you're really into the show, it's really good. It's a really good YouTube channel. That there's like 5 or 6 different cases of older women sleeping with young kids, and those are really good. I don't know why it's going on. Like maybe we didn't hear about it before, but like there was actually like she was like a senator in.
Like there's a chance.
She's like a senator in Ohio, or I don't know where she was, and she slept. And she slept with like her son had her son had a party, like a pool party, and he brought all his kids, all his friends, and she was in a bikini and everything, and she had sex with one of his friends, and then she's denying it, and they took her to court. She actually dropped out of being a senator. I think she was like a senator or mayor, and then on top of that, the kid in the thing they tell the kid that he actually apologized to his friend, saying, "Hey man, my bad, bro. I had sex with your mom." And the kid was like, I think he was like 15 or 16 years old at that time. And the other crazy thing was that there's rumors, I don't know how true it is, but that he couldn't bust a nut. I just gotta say it out there. You know, a 15-year-old can't bust a nut, man. I mean, it's disappointing, bro. But yeah, he was smoking, having sex with that hot lady. But whatever. Sorry, I kind of diverted really, really off.
There you go. That's your wrestling and World Cup news from the Square Circle Digest.
And private investigation stories. When we were our age, we kept that shit out to ourselves. Kids, yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. But sir, it was a pleasure. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go DJ in the next hour or so. So check me out. I'll be out there. Shout out if you guys Colombia tomorrow. Pray for me. Pray for USA. We got a big win last night. You know, shout out to everybody again. Thank you, Sean, always for having me. And again, Sean, thank you for last week. I know I had some stuff come up. I'm feeling better, so we're working on it. If you guys didn't know, I'm dealing with some issues from the injury I had soccer, so I'm getting treatment, going to the doctor and all that stuff. I have my next appointment on Monday, so that was one of the main reasons why last week I wasn't able to do the show. But I'm doing better. I'm feeling a little bit, but we're feeling better and we're working on it. So that's as much I could say, but I really appreciate you guys always tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's go USA and let's go Colombia.
In the words of Greg Golden Soley, so long from the sun, Sean, stay.
That's what's